Hello Exile and welcome back. We continue our 101 series leveling the Duelist through Act 6. Let's get started.
There'll be time for that soon enough.
First off, we're going to go back to the Twilight Strand. This quest will unlock Lily Roth's ability to sell us any gem in the game. Well, any gem that isn't drop only. Now to complete this area you must actually clear every mob off it. Spawnable mobs do not count, so only things that are already here. Things from chests and things, you don't need to kill those. And they're fairly easy to kill until we get to the boss at the end, but we are going to make sure we just didn't miss anything, because otherwise we'll have to backtrack all the way. They're gone. Now once we've done this area, we are going to check our resists and fix anything that's broken. Now if you want a bit more power, you could use those altars to upgrade your weapons. I'm not going to do that though, because these will not be available at League Start. And that's a point actually, they're not being made core, at least not for now. Can't say I miss them. They were awkward. Now eventually, when we get down here, we'll find the boss. And he can kill you if you're not careful. I can't remember which damage type he does. I think it's the same as these things that fall on you. Activate everything to... That's rare, so we're going to switch on Blood Rage. Not Blood Rage. Blood Stance. He's got a lot of health. Okay, he's down. 4 monsters left. Which is good, because there's 3 here. Put everything up. Just avoid those things falling on us. And he's down. Okay, 0 monsters remain. We can log. Back into town now. Resistance check. 44, 65, 52. We want at least 45, 50 across the board. So we're going to increase fire, I think. Let's go to the hideout and see what we can roll. Gloves. Do I have any essences? No. Do I have some of those? Yeah, let's use that. Okay, and then should be able to roll a resistor. Now Act 6 early on is very fire heavy, so we do want as much fire resistance as is physically possible. 68, 65, 52. Okay, that's going to have to do for now, where you have run out of gear to put stuff on. That has gone back. Remember, if you do anything with your helmet, to put everything back on. Or whatever item you're putting your auras in. Actually, let's get a golem up. What the golem does is actually, if we're close to it, it regens our health. So let's have a look at that. If we go to defenses, you'll see life regen per second, 78.6. Now, if we go to our summon stone golem and remove it, life regen drops to 39.5. This increases with golem level, so it's well worth getting. It could be the difference between you living and dying. Swap that flask out. Back to Lionel's Watch, and let's go and talk to Lily. She's going to give us a book, which allows us to roll points off. But also now, purchase item. We can now buy pretty much any gem in the game. Again, that isn't drop only. Nothing yet, because we're full. But let's go out now into the coast. In here, we're just going to sprint across the beach as quickly as possible. And hopefully get to the other side unharmed. There's nothing you really have to do in here. There is some blues, but this area is pretty low on XP. Grab that and into the mudflats. Okay, in here we're looking for a minibus, and these blues are nice. Let's get those as well. Ow! Something is hurting. Oh, I can't put... Blood stance. Where's my stance? There. And let's go and get that rare, because he is doing something chronically bad to us. Got Tough Tooth, apparently. Come on. There we go, he's down. Now, the mob that we're going to kill is sort of, once you go up to the top of the arena, and then just work your way round. And he's actually near Nessa, so if you see a sign for Nessa, he's actually really close. He's there. This thing. With all the runic stuff on him. Let's just kill all this extra stuff. And we can go and kill the boss without taking all this extra damage. Did we kill the boss for bleed already? No, he's there. Almost dead, though. Down. Grab the Eye Conquest, and then we can go over here. We basically follow the arena back towards the door, and eventually we'll find an exit. Kill those blues. Now, our damage feels like it's dropped off, so I'm glad we have a weapons upgrade. And that's really the key. If your build starts to feel a bit crappy, it's time for an upgrade of your weapon. Okay, we are going for Dirty Techniques for 10% more damage over time multiplier for ailments, and damage with ailments deals damage 10% faster. We're now going to head up this way, because I want to get the Resolute Technique Keystone. And we'll talk about Keystones in a little bit. Keystones basically give you a strong buff, but you also get a debuff as well. So what Resolute Techniques does is it makes it impossible for enemies to evade your attacks, which means you don't actually need accuracy. The drawback is we're not allowed to crit while we have Resolute Technique, which suits me just fine because crits don't really interact with bleed unless you're specifically building around it, which we're not, because that increases the expense no end. And I don't want this build to be expensive, I want it to be pretty cheap. We can always decide to make it better later. Now in the end game, we're going to be switching to Axe and Shield. And we're going to be going for a unique axe called Jack the Axe. It's an axe that talks to you. But it's also really interactive with bleed. Okay, our first god. Oh no, really we got Innocence, I suppose. Avoid the big orange circle he creates, and that totem in the middle is just shredding us. Now, once we get him to about half health, I think it is. Actually, let's grab that crafting recipe. Defenses. Defenses are classed as armor, evasion, and energy shield. Okay, we need to get out of there. Now, he's invincible while these totems stand, so we need to go around the arena killing the totems. Ow, that hurts. I think we could have done with a tiny bit more fire, maybe. Or are we capped? I can't remember what we got to fire. Oh no, we're capped. We're alright. We can't get any higher anyway. I'm just going to kill these totems because they're hitting us. And then go back to damaging these little totems that are defending him. Okay, there's only one more trail to it. So once that's down, he's vulnerable again. So hit everything we have and just leave Bloodstorm around him. Bladestorm even. Is it Bladestorm? Okay, anytime now. And he's gone.
I can't do this just yet.
Great sword. I want to go to axes. Unless they're really good. Let's have a look. Fire damage, fire and cold. These aren't the best. Because remember, bleed only scales off our physical damage. Now when we come out of there, there's always these men just waiting for us. You do want to start attacking them straight away because they can overwhelm you very, very early before you actually get going. Okay, actually, the Sandstance version is actually killing stuff pretty well now. There is another essence there. Now, I said earlier that essences allow you to upgrade something to rare. They actually do more than that, and we'll explain that once this drops. Come on. These balls are making us bleed, I think. Corrupted blood. Yes. So we do want to try and avoid them if we can. When we look at essences, they give you a guaranteed craft depending on what they're going on. Ow. This one, if you put it on armor, gives you 31 to 45 maximum life as its roll. And as these get higher in level, you're going to get more damage or more defenses from them. This one will give you fire resist on armor. And now into the ridge, grab the waypoint and continue running. In here, we're looking for the lower prison again. But instead of finding the warden's chamber this time, we're going to find the roof. And we are going to fight Brutus again, but with a twist. What we're looking for in here is a load of staffs at the side of the road. That will tell us we're in the right path. This area is a lot more random than I'd like, so it's hard to work out where the exit's going to be. It's either normally, though, top right or top left. Staffs on the side of the road. Ooh. Let's kill this. Can drop some nice stuff. It's also pretty lethal if you haven't got a well-defended character. When I play with a witch, I pretty much always die to this, so avoid it. That dropped nothing. Wonderful. Ooh. Come on, where are you hiding? I think we must have missed it. Let's go back here and run down here. There we go, staffs. Into the lower prison now, and we're going to grab the waypoint. Unlike last time, we're not going to log here, we're going to keep going.
This is no fairy tale.
There is another Trial of Ascendancy in here, and you'll know there's a Trial of Ascendancy in an area because it'll actually say the Lord's Labyrinth with the green text up here. So we are going to want to go and get that. And we can see roughly where it is. Because you can see that lever over there. There. Let's kill these blues. Okay, he's down. And we run. There is the exit. We don't want to get it yet, though, because I want to get the trial. Jewelers. I'm going to open that. Oh, explodes. Get out. Plus 2 to chest level as well, so that's going to drop better loot. Well, we got a flask from it. And actually, we got our axe upgrade now. So a couple of things. As soon as these are dead, we are going to go and put on that, and then the axe. Put these up here. And Blood Rage. Now, if you look at that, 1006.9 damage per second. The old axe was 734, so that's a massive increase just by upgrading our weapon. So on we go. In Siobhan's Tower now, we have a skill point, so let's put it on. Now, before I do go up that side, what I just want to check... Actually, we can fix our resist another way. We can put this on, which I might actually do. Also, though, I want to get these, not because we need the mana, because obviously we don't. But I want to get in the middle, 12% increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. That will mean all our skills consuming mana or reserving mana will reserve less, which means we can get Pride ready to fit on. But first, I want to check my accuracy. 94 to 86. It's getting a bit low, so actually we're going to go up the side first. Now, to do this the most efficiently, I'm going to grab those, but that's not what I was going to say. We just need to find the exits. And they can be all over the place. There's one. And again. And as usual, we're just going to stop for blues, unless I get distracted, which happens a lot. No, they blew it. I don't know if they are. Now, these caged guys are really, really tanky. So we probably don't want to attack them. And they're... Actually, one of them's got 3 mods, is it? Or is it 2 mods? The more mods they have, the more chance of dropping something good they've got. And if you hover over them, you'll see the mods. Lightning Mirage when hit, and Cold and Chill. And freeze resistant. We're not doing cold and chill, so that's fine. And we got nothing from it. I need to learn my lesson and stop attacking them. And there's the exit. More ooh, card. And this is a Rogue Exile. They always drop really good loot. I'm going to grab that ring just in case it's amazing. Don't need that. Now what you can do as well, if you're planning on leveling another character, you can start grabbing gear from it on this one and store it in your stashes till you roll it. And also, before you roll your second character in the league, it can be tempting if your first character's feeling a bit ropey, damage-wise, to just start again. I strongly suggest against that because you're losing progress, and the first couple of days of a league are probably the most profitable. So what I would do is try and get some leveling gear before you roll your second character. Especially unique movement speed. 17% cold resistance, 22% lightning. Is it better than that one? No, I don't want to lose me fire. Are they blue? I really cannot tell if they're blue or not. They definitely look blue. Crimson Jewel. One-handed axe. Don't want a one-handed axe yet. Well, unless it's amazing. Nope. Now, you might be asking why we didn't go one-handed sword and shield earlier, because then we could get stuff we don't need to roll off our tree, because we are going to roll all the two-handed stuff off. The reason we do that is early game, it just feels bad because you don't have enough damage. Okay, there is Brutus being reconstructed by Lightning Lady, Chevron. And we just need to be careful with him because he'll slam. Ow, that hurt. I could have screwed myself up there. Having said that, he's dropping fast. She's empowering him. And now we're on Chevron. And then once we down Chevron, she's going to merge with Brutus to make an abomination. That's not very polite. It's not my fault. I was born this way. And I don't think you're too pretty yourself. Just putting that out there. Whoa! Where's she gone? Oh, she's merging. I'm going to get everything down and try and get behind him quickly. Ow! Okay, Corrupting Blood is damaging them nicely. And we want to stay behind him because that slam and the way he pulls himself through you is also deeply unpleasant. So we're just going to circle. And then when he's not doing that, we can drop down our damage. Headsman's Axe. Two-handed. Let's see what this one gives us. It's crappy. Okay, we are going to go through here. Now, you'll need to go in here the first time you play, because there's a crafting recipe. And now we can log. Back in town now, and one of these guys is going to give us a skill book for killing the first god, the Career War God. And then let's sell this stuff. And he's offering us a helmet. Let's see if it's any good. This is the armor one, probably easier to re-roll. And we do want 4 reds, probably. Strength, intelligence, accuracy, lots of accuracy. Maximum life. No resist, though. I think the resists are better, at least for now. So we're going to sell it. Continue up here. And our keystone is there. Now, you'll see Lily Roth's moved from a boat to here, so she's a lot more convenient now, and she still sells all of the gems. You shouldn't necessarily use Lily Roth, because every gem she sells is level 1. And if you go back to the original vendor who would have sold you it, you'll get it actually leveled up a little bit. It won't be as much as if you'd leveled it on your character, but it will be leveled. Okay, we take the waypoint now to the Prisoner's Gate, and what we're going to do is run down the path. Killing the blues, of course. Battle sword. No, I don't want to switch to that. It's one-handed. We're going to jump all the way to the end of the path. Once we get to the end, we're going to drop a portal. And then through we go. And again, all the way to the end of the path until we get to the next area. Grab the waypoint on the way out. Into the riverways now, and we're going to grab the waypoints, which will be along this path. If you remember, this is the area we come out through in Act 2. Ooh. Are they any good? That might be, though. And eventually we get to the waypoint. Let's go straight back to town. And then use our portal. Put on our skill point. She's going to go further up here. And what we're going to do is find the cliff side. This doesn't look like it, but you can't really tell yet. This is the cliff side. On the other side, there's just big boulders. Okay. And what we're going to do is find the offshoot. And go down one of the edges. If you find Nessa, you've picked the wrong edge. And I didn't. Doorway. Okay, our second god. When you run about here, he's going to drop from the sky. So let's put that in. Ah, I was a bit out. And you need to avoid him because he drops a lot of fire on us. Let's just make sure we've got everything up. And you can see we're actually making fairly light work of him. Now his adds also do fire damage. There we go. He's left. Okay. As soon as he does that, get out. And in here, we're going to move as quickly as we can because he's going to start throwing in fireballs. And through we go. Now in here, he can drop some like that. Oh, Jesus. That hurts. Now that ground under him will burn us. We are leeching enough to survive. At least for now. Okay. Now what I didn't show you is we now have access to the Pantheon system, which is when you kill a god. Now these are minor gods. We currently have the option of taking 3% additional damage reduction per second. We've been stationary to a maximum of 9 seconds. Or we can go for 6% less duration of Ignite. We're actually going to go for physical damage reduction. And we can also get a major Pantheon, which we'll get once we kill the end of level boss. And then we're going to log. Speak to Bestel will give us a skill book for killing him. And we are going to go further up here. Almost there. Back into the riverways, and we are going to look for this path here. And follow it. So it's going this way. And this way, and there we go. In here, we are not looking for oak. We are going to go to this side wall and follow it up. And we should get to the Puppet Master, who is another minor god. And this god can actually be fairly useful early if you're struggling for flash charges, which we kind of are. Put these blues. Now these little parasites do a lot more damage than they looks like they should. So just be cautious. They can wreck you if you're not careful. Okay, the spawning ground. We're going to jump around here and kill all these, whatever they're called, Rislatha's nests. There's 3 of them. And the moment we kill the last one, Rislatha himself will wake up. Go on to the last one. You can see they're not very tanky. And he's down, okay. Now we get Rislatha. Now stand behind him all the time because he's dropping poison on our head and stuff. And it will kill us if we're not extraordinarily careful. And those little pods blow up, giving poison damage as well. I think this is all chaos damage. And back underground he's gone. Back down here. I'm just going to use a flask. Just after the Puppet Master. There we go, he's down. Now we can get another Pantheon in here. We could get Life Flask getting 3 charges every 3 seconds. If you're really struggling for Life Flasks, I'm not going to get it because Enduring Cry is normally enough to keep us alive. So I'm going to keep on the physical damage reduction. And Targli has another skill book for us because we killed another damn god, as he put it. Up we go. Next one, we will no longer care about accuracy. Once we get back into the riverways, we need to go the way we haven't been already. I don't know which way that is. I guess I do, it's this way. Follow the road, basically. Now, if we get too close to where what used to be Act 2's town, we're going to have a trouble. I'm just going to kill this guy. I tend to kill him because he can drop some really decent stuff. Boots. Have I got 4 red boots yet? Let's have a look at that in a second. Pick it up for now. And then, oh yeah, I haven't got 4 red boots. But if I can get some decent movement speed, it's worth swapping out the uniques. Now once we get to around about here, we're going to run down the edge and there should be a door. Into the southern forest now. And there tends to be quite a few blues in here. Now this sort of follows a fixed-ish path. What we're going to do is run downwards to this bridge. As soon as we get to the bridge, we're going to start running across the top. And we might actually have enough, there we go, to jump over. And then we're going to run over the top edge here. And eventually we should find a little bridge off. There we go. Once you get to that little elbow, it's downwards. Eventually we should find a waypoint. Now the rare monsters in here tend to be a bit stronger than I expected the first couple of times round, so just be careful. Coral amulet, I'm going to grab that. And then downwards we go. It's probably not worth grabbing this because the waypoint's right there, and the moment you leave the area it goes off. Into the Cavern of Anger now. Right, this is important. Open that box and get the flag. If you don't, you're going to have to backtrack a lot. What's that giving us? It's not good enough to replace. Life, armor. Nope. Fire resist, evasion, increased armor, strength. 20% is a lot. Now, I can actually take that off, or I can. I'm going to lose movement speed, but I don't care. Grab Resolute Technique, and what we'll see is, the moment we grab that, this main chance to hit and evasive monsters. Now we're at 100%. Accuracy no longer has any meaning. We also cannot crit anymore. And we're just going to run through here. And it's normally heading to the right. And it can either be upwards, or it can be across the downward edge once you get to the right. We don't know which yet, but we'll soon find out. That is the area I want, I think. There's the exit. This is the most annoying area in the whole act. We're going to grab the waypoint, and then we're going to head up the beach. Head straight up, and see if there is an exit. If there isn't, just follow it round. And just keep jumping. I'm actually going to switch to sand stance, because I don't want to stand still, because a lot of cold monsters in here. And those balls will chill us and make us harder to move. However, they're blue, so switch. Oh, that hurt. Now, the area after this is extremely rippy. There are some stone golem type thing. Actually, speaking of stone golems, I think ours went off. It probably got killed. So let's put it back on. Don't want that chest. Not enough red sockets. Now you can see the life bar of the golem. The golem can take damage, and it will also heal itself as well. Because the aura it casts to give us health also gives it health. Okay. We want to start looking for shields as well. It's probably a little bit premature. Well, let's have a look. No, that's crap. Grab that for the chromatics. Once you get to maps, we're going to use a lot of chromatics. Okay. They are down. And then you want to find this raised area. So basically, run to the top and then head right or left, depending on how far over you went. And you'll find this raised area. Get on the raised area and just run upwards. Once you found this, you're on the right path. Now, this is where the area gets annoying. Crafting recipe here. And then we got to do this silly thing. Stand in this circle, and this thing moves forward. Get out of the circle, it moves backwards. We need to basically sit in the middle and babysit it until it gets all the way to the end. Once it gets to certain points, though, it will lock. So if I leave there, it'll lock at that elbow. So at least it's not going to go all the way back if you have to run out because you're dying. And basically we're just dropping Blade Storm over and over again as we move forward slowly. Those balls do a lot of damage over time. This build is not particularly defended against damage over time. So do avoid them if you can. And we're about to level. There we go. If anyone was confused about how I knew we're about to level, there is this little bar at the bottom. This is the progress bar. It tells you how far through the level you are. We're 8% through the next level already. And then we're going to repeat this. Now, it's as boring for me to run as it probably is for you to watch. So what I'm going to do is bring you back when we're here. We got the second one in. This tank is now filled up, and we hit this switch. We then touch the torch somewhere else, not the switch. And off we go. Down here. And Waylon Roth will come and pick us up. And we want to go for the 30% damage with Ailments and Intimidate. So we're going to go this way. Sail to Brian King's Reef. I love Waylon Roth's voice acting. He's got a particularly potty mouth, which really resonates with me. Because normally, so do I. However, while gaming and recording, I managed to avoid it. Although it takes a lot of restraint. Okay. We're just going to run around the edge. Somewhere around the edge, there will be the King of Brian. Or the Brian King. And he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. Now all these minions that keep running towards us, you'll see in the middle there are these stone golem packs. Actually, a stone golem's gone down again, so let's bring him back up. You don't want to stop in the middle because they will one-shot you a lot more than you expect. And they all tend to be rare. We're still just tracing around the outside until we find the off... Is that it? No. Get these blues. Just be careful to avoid any stone golems. Chromatic orb, we'll grab that. Strongbox is probably not worth getting, and up we go. Has he died again? Oh, he's getting wrecked instead of me, at least, so that's good. There we go, doorway. This is a boss fight in a confined arena. I'll try and talk you through it the best I can. This boss takes ages to come out of the ground, so I'll fast forward a little bit. As soon as he says generosity, run around and he'll come out of the ground. You want to stand behind him, and when he does that little shield thing around him, get out of the way. We can still actually go around the outskirts and drop Blade Storm. Because it will do damage to him even though we're not there. And get out again and just round the outside, dropping our blades. Let's get some corrupting blood on him as well. Is he immune? No, he isn't there. You can see it circling around him up there. Okay. These things on the floor do massive lightning damage. And if your lightning damage isn't full, they will one-shot you. So do avoid them. There's several phases of this, and each phase, each time he goes into the middle and shrinks, the arena shrinks as well. So this water's actually moving inwards. Now the water slows us and damages us, so avoid the wall. And what we can do is just hit Blade Storm when it's about to slam, just in case he hits us. And that's the lightning thing. I do not want to die to it. Ow! That water from the sides also hurts. I think that's a mixture of cold and lightning. I could be wrong. Okay. Got a corrupting blood on again. I think once he gets to about quarter life, he's going to go into his last phase. Now, the last phase is a little bit different to the others, in that after the last phase completes, the lightning things are still going to spawn on the floor. Now, if you're really struggling, you could drop a portal, come out and come back in, and when you enter an area for the first time, you get a little death timer that prevents you from dying due to lag. I'm guessing it was before the game had... Whoa, how many uniques? That never ever happens. Talk to him and we get our first Pantheon. This is going to prevent us from being stunned if we've been stunned in the last 2 seconds, which is quite nice. We can also get a chance to avoid being frozen at 100%, meaning we cannot be frozen. But that's an upgrade to the Pantheon, and we'll talk about that later on. You can only have 1 minor and 1 major Pantheon at a time. And we have just reached Act 7. And we will leave this one there. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please tickle that like button, it'll like it a lot, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.